Hey, what's going on? So happy Mother's Day. I felt like it would be really good to sit for a minute to think, to recalibrate your mindset, right? It would be like good for the channel to make sure that we did that, right? So this is what I think is currently happening, right? The majority of all human struggles and almost all human suffering have already been taken care of. Already been taken care of, right? And what we're doing, I think, is we're just putting people in situations where it becomes difficult for people to be able to find joy and happiness. And the main reason is because what we do is that we take the keys, essentially the device as which people can become successful and independent financially, spiritually, emotionally, in all formats, right? What we do is we essentially take those keys away from people. And the reason that I see that we're doing that is entirely due to the fact that it's fun to watch, right? It's entertaining. It makes really good TV. But what ends up happening, right, is that when these people grow older, when they get older, right, they become like a focal point for other people, right? One of the best examples that I've ever been given is the reflexive nature, right? So we have a natural mechanical format as which we can better communicate with our fellow person, with our fellow humans. But what we're doing is we're essentially not allowing like a section of the population to have access to these keys, because what that would do is it would equalize some of the discrepancies and some of the difficulties, some of the hardships that people have had to experience, right? And the issue with that is that there's a growing popularity amongst this group that's acknowledging and realizing that money isn't sufficient enough to be able to pay for all of the missed opportunity, the missed experiences, the missed just everything that you missed out on if you didn't have the right environmental habitation, right? And so when we have these situations happening, what I think we should start doing is to acknowledge how these situations have happened, right? There are common patterns that are aligned with these kind of situations. And what most people try to do is they try to conceal the fact that these kind of situations are happening, right? We can call it human ingenuity that gives people the power to be able to, take away these tools. And all we're doing is figuring out better ways, from my perspective. All we're doing is figuring out better ways, basically, for us to make it more difficult for that minority, right? And it's so difficult for me to watch because when I see that, right, I the first thing that I think is that we have been so wasteful in being able to give these tools, these opportunities, these keys, right? Because the majority of the people that you see around you, like if you're maybe it's my area, but it's like it's so sad because there's like so much thrown opportunity thrown away in the trash, right? And we see that, and I see that, and it's like, damn, those like keys have been taken away from people and given to other people, right? And what we blame it on, we say that they're what do you call it? They have, like, maybe there's a mental deficiency that usually happens when people don't have these keys, right? And it usually, like, you can usually like feel kind of how these situations happen, but in reality, the reality of the situation is like we're doing is essentially taking keys away and giving keys to other people. And it's a part, one of the interesting parts is that it's also a part of the human there's a human necessity to make sure that it's like almost a reminder, right, of how lucky people are, basically, to be informed and be aware of how these keys can be taken, right? It's a form of entertainment. It's a form of being thankful, being lucky that you're informed. That's kind of, I would say that it's a part of human torture. That's what it looks like from the outside. but I'm not gonna, not gonna go that deep into it. But yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe.